Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So lately I've been reading Mr. Varun Dugirala's Everything is Out of Syllabus. For people who do not know Mr. Varun Dugirala, Mr. Varun Dugirala has already been on our show and you can check the whole podcast out. So yeah, so the concept that I was talking about and that I was reading and I found it very fascinating on the first place was to be a present thinker rather than being a positive thinker. So before we actually jump into the real meat and potatoes of this topic, we need to find out that what does being a present thinker actually means. So being a present thinker actually means understanding and embracing the moment that you are living within. It does not mean talking about something else. It does not mean navigating through different paths that do not has any relation to what you are doing at the current situation or in the current moment. It means being in the moment, experiencing the moment, and letting the whole moment happen to you. So for instance, let's say that right now when I'm making this video, I'm talking to you guys, I am addressing a particular topic, and my whole purpose is to educate you guys on what do I think about present thinking and positive thinking. So this is my whole narrative, this is my whole intention to make this video. So this is what is known as present thinking, to be able to convey the right emotions and to channelize the right thoughts on the screen while you are actually doing something. So basically I have come up with two very comprehensive methods that I would also like to discuss over here. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it and let's talk about that. What are those two methods that can evolve you as a present thinker? Okay, so the very first method that I would like to talk about is don't shove away your anti-positive emotions. So what are your anti-positive emotions? Emotions that are very opposite to positive emotions are known as anti-positive emotions. So anything that is anti-positive in nature, anything that is not giving you the vibe or the experience of being positive is something known as anti-positive. So your anti-positive thoughts are as important as your positive thoughts. So while you are being anti-positive, you're not being able to navigate yourself in a direction where you can feel positive about it. So when I say that your anti-positive thoughts are as important as your positive thoughts, what do I mean is that while you are experiencing something, you have two options. Either you can feel positive about it or you can feel negative about it. So there is no third way about feeling in a particular manner, either positive or negative. So it is your choice that how you want to feel. So for the people who think that your negative thoughts or your anti-positive thoughts aren't necessary, no, actually your anti-positive thoughts are as important as your positive thoughts, because your anti-positive thoughts tell you that how to handle the adverse situations of your life. And while you are talking about the adverse situations are the situations that builds the character of a particular person. So supposedly if you are a person who hasn't faced difficulty or failure in his or her life, and all of a sudden you fall into a place where you have to actually witness it on the first place, so basically if you are having no experience, you are not going to navigate properly, you are going to fall flat on your face. So that is why I say that your anti-positive emotions that leads you towards adversity are as important as your positive thoughts, because positive thoughts shapes your mind, whereas your anti-positive thoughts shapes your thinking pattern. So do not suppress yourself or do not label yourself with a single kind of thinking pattern. Always give yourself multiple ways to think so that you can actually explore the whole territory of thinking and you can evolve better as an individual. Okay, so the second method that I have come across is immerse yourself in the entirety. So while you are feeling offbeat, feel it to its utmost depth. While you are feeling ecstatic and joyous, feel it to its utmost depth. So it's the entirety of any moment that leads us to fulfillment and contentment. So any half-hearted try to experience an emotion or an moment will not lead us to pleasure and ecstaticness. It's the whole serendipity of an moment or an experience that evolves us as a thinker. So while I say to immerse yourself in the entirety, I mean that when you are experiencing something, experience and dig deep into that concept, dig deep into that virtuous movement, because that is what is going to shape you in a better person, and that is what is going to bring out the best of your own abilities. Ankur Warikoo says this very beautiful saying. He says that the most successful, satisfied, and the calm people are the one who have this innate ability to be a present thinker. They do not suppress themselves from any ambiguous thoughts, or they do not suppress themselves in the manner from where they could actually label themselves in a particular person. It's very important for us to think in a particular way and to do not suppress our thoughts or emotions. It's always the free will to explore the different territories of our lives that could evolve us as a person and also as a thinker. So the one thing that clouds our mind the most is the unresolved feelings and emotions. So it is always advised to feel a particular moment to its utmost depth and to also navigate in the proper directions. Because if you're not feeling something to its utmost depth, you are obviously giving it a half-hearted try, which will eventually not lead you to a satisfactory state, which will eventually not lead to a place where you can be satisfied about yourself. So anything that is unresolved in your head needs to be resolved as soon as possible, because those are the times that provides you the unfinished closure onto a concept, onto a thought, or any kind of emotion. So anything that you are experiencing in the first place needs to be fulfilled and needs to be finished at the first place, because lingering on over something leads to sadness and leads to confusion, and oftentimes. So it is very natural to experience something and then to finish it on the first place as well. So these were the two methods that I actually wanted to share.